Welcome. Welcome to my pre-class series of videos for Intermediate Financial Accounting 2. We're going to look at Chapter 20, Leases. In this chapter, you know how to do many of the calculations. You know how to calculate the basic present value. By this point, you're really good in Excel, creating the effective interest schedules in Excel. There's one calculation I want to show you that students struggle with all the time, and I'm going to really simplify it so that you begin to understand what this calculation is about. So let's take a look at the data, the information, and I'll show you how to do a present value calculation for this. A little bit slow. I'd call it a little bit antiquated the way I'm doing it, but it's effective and it works. So the challenge we have here is that our payments change. For the first 3 years, we pay $60,000. For the last 2 years, we pay $20,000. So what is our present value of this? What is the beginning of period amount? 6%, 5 years. Our future value is going to be 0 because we've got to pay this down. It's a lease. So again, how do we calculate this? Well, this calculation is pretty straightforward. You've done that many times. But this one, it's a little bit challenging. Payments are going to occur at the end of the year. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this calculation twice. And I'm going to show you if we do it twice, add them together, we can get our number. Many of you will have a better way of doing it. Many of you will have a faster way of doing it. Great. I encourage you to go there, and if you know how to do it, do it. But for those of you who struggle with this, this is a great starting point to get an understanding of how this works. So let's do this calculation first. So our $60,000 payment one, so it's, again, it's an annuity because it's a regular payment over a period of time. So treat it as an annuity. Make sure your calculator's cleaned, second function FV. Make sure you've got no BGN because payments occur at the end of the year. Let's calculate it. So $60,000 payment, 3N because it's only 3 years, 6 IY. You can put 0 future value if you like, doesn't matter. Compute present value. That's going to come out to $160,380.72. So how did I do that again? I went 60,000 payment because it's the same payment all 3 years. So I can use the payment feature. That's the annuity. 3N. I know the N says 5, but we can't use 5. There's only 3 years here. 6 IY. Compute present value. So I'll do it again, just to make sure. 60,000 payment, 3N, 6 IY, compute present value, 160,380.72. Now let's look at our second payment. This is the secret. This is an annuity, but it's an annuity that doesn't occur from 0. It's an annuity that's occurring later on. So let's not do it as an annuity. Let's just do it as 2 separate ones. Let's calculate the 4. Let's calculate the 5. Add it together and get our value. So I'm going to do year 4. So I'm going to say, all right, imagine I was going to pay this at the end in year 4. So the change here is that this is now a future value. So 20,000 future value, 4N, because it's 4 years from now, 6 IY, compute present value. That's equal to 15,841.87. So again, let me do it with you. 20,000 future value, 4N, 6 IY, compute present value. So 20,000 future value, 4N, 6 IY, compute present value. Let's do year 5. Year 5, 20,000, future value. 5n, 6iy. Compute present value. So 20,000, future value. 5n. 6iy. Compute present value. 14,945.16. So now what I do is I add all three of those numbers together. And I will get my BOP, my present value. That'll be 191,167.75, which makes sense. If you start thinking about it, we're going to have 3 payments of 60,000, 2 payments of 20,000. That adds up to 220,000. So having a beginning value of 191,167 makes sense. There's going to be the interest in there. The difference between that 220 and the 191 makes sense that that would be the interest amount. So again, always think of your calculation. Does it make sense? And in this case, we know we were looking for a number probably a little less than 220,000, and we have that, and it works out just fine. Very simple way of doing things, but it takes something that's challenging that might make you stalled, and now you have a method to get through that. I hope this helps. See you in class. Good work.